It is I, Duncan Trussell, the Skrillex of podcasting. Greetings, Hare Krishna, praise Allah. Much thanks to that source and force in the universe that creates all cute things. I would like to bow down to the transcendent, immanent force from which all cuteness emerges. We call it the cute head. Cute things aren't bad. Also, I'd like to give a gigantic thank you to that force which holds atoms together, created a planet that pops human beings out just from spinning around a few times. And thank you to the Big Bang, Nancy Grace, Krishna, and Roland of Gilead. I'd also like to thank the creators of Sriracha. I'm back. Thank you, Christ, I'm back. I really miss doing this podcast. For those of you who don't know, I went to a meditation retreat in Hawaii, and then I stayed in Hawaii for 2 freaking weeks after that. What happened to me? Why would I do something like that? I just wanted to. And it was fun. Interesting. Vacations are weird things. The term sucks. It's kind of a chain that you hang around the neck of a good time because it reminds you of the fact that this is somehow a differentiated state from the rest of your life, which makes you feel that the rest of your life, the dimmer has been turned down a little bit. And from time to time, when you manage to squirm free of your obligations, you get to do a frenetic, manic dance in some paradise place for a little while, pouring Mai Tais down your throat and shoving everything into every orifice that you can possibly fit until you end up on the plane 2 seconds later, heading back to where you came from and wondering if you just had some kind of wild dream. I think vacations are great, but I think that it's a little dangerous to become dependent on the concept of some temporal oasis laying in your future where everything's going to be okay again. As though there's a finish line up ahead that once you run through it, that anxiety mosquito with its doom proboscis jammed deep into your brain is somehow going to fly away. It's the whole concept of the meditation experience, that if I start meditating every morning and sitting on the mat, or if I start going to yoga, or if I start chanting this long a day, or if I start whatever the fucking thing is that you think you're going to do that's suddenly going to make everything better, is definitely 100% the very thing that's keeping things from being better. What keeps things better? Well, as far as I can tell, it's just the present moment. It's that bohemian disregard of everything in the past and everything in the future. All these time worshipers bowing down at the altar of time, paying daily homage to the sad panoply of memories or expectations that torment them like demons in a Euronymous Bosch painting. If you do that thing, you can do it right now at this very moment, even as my raspy lesbian voice goes cascading into those sweet, soft, silky ear holes of yours. If you go diving down right now, let yourself sink into your chair wherever you happen to be. If you're at work, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. You don't have to stop. If you're driving, keep driving. If you're making love, keep making love. If you're massaging a client right now, or if you're rubbing mentholated cream into your grandfather's crusted, caked old lobster nipples, even now you can do it. You just let this be all that there is. And bam! Holy shit, all of a sudden everything's great. Even the not great part of whatever experience you happen to be having is going to be a hell of a lot better than it was when you were fighting against it, imagining some future place where you bask next to some idyllic oasis, drinking deep of the sweet water of life, looking back on all your past sorrows as though they were some terrible dream you had after you ate too much Carl's Jr. Doesn't happen. I'll tell you of a place, my friends. Gather round. Let me tell you of a place. A place where everything is perfect, where the colors are beautiful, where every feeling, no matter how sweet or sour, is the greatest feeling you ever had. I want to talk about the most psychedelic place that exists. the place from which all psychedelic experiences emerge. Let me tell you about a place where you can go and all of the chains and manacles of the world, all of those thought chains that have been clamped down onto your consciousness, all of those bars that have been built around you, forcing you into some kind of ego identity, fall away as though the trumpet of Gabriel just tooted from the sweet clouds of heaven. I'm going to tell you about this place. I'm going to tell you how to get there, friends. On the great treasure map of time, an X has been marked on the place where heaven exists. And that X is your body. Right there. Right now. It's just right here. You see, if you play around with this present moment, if you play around with being in the present moment, you'll realize that the gates of heaven were constructed by you. How do you think you get into heaven? I'm not talking about cuckoo heaven. I'm not talking about there ain't no gay people up here and we have telescopes that look down into hell so we can watch demons ripping the rectums out of all those who didn't say the right words to make Jesus like them. I'm not talking about that fucking heaven. I'm talking about the fountain of youth, man. I'm talking about that secret place that has been written about in all occult manuscripts. I'm talking about that place that kids know about. Ultimate bliss is achieved. Or maybe I'm full of shit and ate a little too much marijuana. I don't know. We've got a great podcast here